5, 4, 3, 2, mark. 1 minute stations, 1 minute until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studios, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime, on my mark. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Coming up on 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds, stations. Have fun.
On the Rice Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the Rice Owls Basketball Show with Scott Pera and Lindsay Edmonds. Now to lead things off, here's the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes. Welcome back to the Rice Owls Basketball Show. I am voice of your Rice Owls, J.P. Heath, leading off with men's coach Scott Pera. The women are away in transit. I think they've actually landed in the Bluff City. They've got a big game in Memphis tomorrow, but we'll update you on the women coming up later on in the extravaganza. You can watch us on the Owls Facebook and YouTube channels, and we're on the same audio outlets as always, the Rice Owls Game Day app, the Varsity Network app, and riceowls.com. Why not? Here now with head coach of our Rice Owls, Scott Pera. How are we doing?
I'm doing great, JP. How are you doing?
Cannot complain.
This is like a throwback episode here. We get to do a full, the whole deal here.
I think we can manage.
We
Pera and Heath, Heath and Pera. I don't know
whether people want to deal with it for that long or not. I don't know, but yeah, we always have fun with the show.
Yeah, we have, by the way, our player spotlight. Whoever comes in first, they're getting their fit right. We have Andrew Akuche on the show, Al's big man, and Al's forward, KD, Keanu Dawes, our fit coach.
Well, we're looking fine. What's the problem?
Nothing.
I didn't spend as much time as those two are right now. I can promise you that. But I know they're excited to be on. They're great kids. I'm anxious to hear what they have to say about the season, their how they're doing and their experience here, and they're both just awesome to coach and to be around. I couldn't be more proud of both of them.
Yeah, you've got everybody that comes in here. We say it week in, week out, and it sounds like trite and like, we're just saying that company line, but it's true. They got a great set of guys coming up again here tonight.
No, to that point, I'll speak on that in a minute because it's really, I think, important. We had a couple guests in our practice today, right? And we just had a very good practice. I was really pleased with the guys and how they respond to wanting to keep pushing forward. And one of the guys that was there said to me, Coach, I wouldn't know if you were 16-9 or 9-16, and that's a great compliment, right, to our program, because that means our guys are locked in, they're energized, they're focused on getting better. They're kind of doing their best to tune out the noise and just how do we get better to play better on Wednesday night and try and get a win. So that just coming from that and hearing that is just it's a great compliment to our program, and it makes me feel really good because I know the character of our guys and the culture of our program is just really as high as it can get through this little kind of hiccup season that we're having, and so that's why we're so excited to play again on Wednesday and keep this thing going.
Yeah, stack the days and learn from yesterday, but don't dwell in the past. Just focus on the now, right?
That's all you can do, right? Worry about today. Back to the old Trey Murphy, control what you can control. Yeah. That was his favorite line that I gave him that he's taken with him. He's told me that all the time.
Yeah, it's great wisdom in life here from Dr. Pera on the couch right now. So Saturday, another close one at Tulsa, 93-82. Tulsa wins it in overtime. 26 lane changes in that one, 25 of those in regulation. When you're coaching a game like that, it's obviously from a different intellectual and emotional standpoint when I'm calling it because it's back and forth 25 or so times. Do you notice a flow like that because it was played in just a small 12-point window up there until the overtime period?
Yeah, we felt, it's weird, when you're standing where I'm standing, you're constantly trying to think ahead. I'm not really always concerned directly what the current score is in terms of until it gets really down to the end. They get to manage time and score, but throughout the game, you're trying to figure out, well, how do we, keep getting good shots? What's the best thing? What lineup is best now? Who needs a break? What's the foul situation? So there's so many things going through my mind that the score is kind of the last thing, as long as I know we're within striking distance or have a lead, whatever it may be, until you get inside a certain, in that 4-minute timeout, maybe down the stretch. Okay, we want to make sure, we're doing certain things. I thought our guys, in the end of regulation, just executed perfectly, and and unfortunately we didn't get the bucket there at the end, but we got a great stop to force overtime. We had an unfortunate start to overtime that we couldn't get back into it, and Tulsa made plays to win it. But yeah, it's a different mindset from our two seats. I'm sure for fans of basketball, it was a great game to watch, because of how many lead changes, how much back and forth there was, and both teams making plays.
Is the message different today than it was post-game, now that you've probably digested it a couple times on the video or the tape, whatever we're calling it these days, since they've had a lot of games like that and you played so well for most of that game?
Yeah, no, look, I've reiterated this again to them again today, and to anybody that will listen. Being frustrated and being discouraged are two totally different things, right? Mm-hmm. And it's okay to be frustrated. We're all frustrated. We know how close we are to having a good record and winning a lot of games in this new league, right? But I'm not discouraged because I know what we're capable of. I know how connected our guys are. I know how badly they want to win. And so I'm encouraged, and I'm excited for this home stretch where I know a lot of coaches and people I talk to would have a similar record as us are saying, I can't wait for the season to be over. I don't want it to be over. So it's a completely different perspective when you coach really good kids and you have a really good culture. The culture, that you build can handle dings, right? That's what culture is. You can take on some arrows and some bullets and some things and still, be in the games we're in because of our culture and the types of kids. And so that's why I'm looking forward to what's next.
In Saturday's game, it was a Max first half and a Travis second half. They both totaled over 20. Max a season high with that 20 points.
I didn't realize that.
9 boards. Right? Season high, Jim? Yeah, season high with Big Max. And quick pause there since we have a little bit of bonus time here. So they have the home radio piped in the concourse, and I'm paying attention because that's pretty cool. They're interviewing the scout who had the scout for Tulsa, whoever had the assistant coach.
Yep.
And he's saying, we've got to stop Fiedler. We got to stop Fiedler. We got to stop Fiedler on the pick and roll and some other basketball terms. I forget right now. But how big was that Max? You got him going, and as aggressive as he isn't sometimes by a fault, he'll even say it, hey, he always looks to pass first. You really had a click in there in the first half with Max, didn't you?
Yeah, it's so important. And then I got to keep trying to get him to understand that. The more aggressive he is looking to score, the better we are. And so, I'll point this out to him again, and hopefully, Wednesday night he'll be in the same mindset. And but Wednesday night presents different problems and issues. They will see some zone too, or hopefully we give them the ball in different spots that'll be helpful. But in their man-to-man, they're aggressive, and but we need him to be aggressive. He's a big part, so much of what we do in terms of our passing game. But we need him to be aggressive.
Travis pretty fearless in that second half, just taking it to the hole. Out of his 20, he had 15 of his 21 that came in the second half.
Yeah, so you tell me things I don't know. I just watch. I'm just coaching the game and happy he's making them and trying to get to the next thing in my mind. So he hit some big shots and it's kind of interesting how they both kind of scored. We felt we could get them in different ways, and we did. If they took one thing away, we thought we'd have the opportunity to get, other things, and we did that. So it was, I thought our offense did a lot of good things.
So coming up this week, going to UAB, you mentioned some about Coach Kennedy's team. 5 guys that average in double figures. I've seen a few of their games. Lindborg averaging 13 points a game in New Edition, but like you said, some with the zone, but still half-court traps and a lot of pressure.
They're aggressive. Their guards are going to be aggressive with us, and the young man you mentioned is really tough, and so these two guys sitting on the couch over here got their hands full. He's a really good player. And I think he had 21 rebounds into one game, and I think he leads the league. He's ahead of Max, I think, in rebounding in the league. So I know they're 1-2. So we're going to have to do a really good job with him, keeping him off the glass, trying to keep him off the foul line as well. They just, they do a lot of things really well. They've, really experienced guards, and, Gaines is a terrific, terrific player.
And you got ECU coming right around the corner. We're here at Tudor Fieldhouse recording this one, but ECU, a team getting back in the rotation. I guess the second time you would have coached against them in your era, too. You had one I missed down there, Bahamas way or somewhere tropical. I missed because of a football game.
Bahamas,
yeah,
yes.
Bahamas,
yeah. We played him in MTE down there. It was a really good win for us. I believe it was the first win for Rice versus an AAC team at the time. Tim's shaking his head, so I know I got that one right. And we knew we'd run into him again here when we got into the league, and I know they're winning some games in the middle of the pack. I honestly don't know much about them because me, I just haven't even thought about them yet. I'm just concentrating on our guys getting better and playing hopefully really well in Birmingham in front of Van's crew on Wednesday night. So.
Yeah, the star Mr. Green there going to get a bit of a homecoming. And by the way, that Saturday game against ECU is on ESPNU, and of course we'll have the audio side with us. So there was a big college basketball passing this week. I meant to ask you before, when you heard that Lefty Driesell passed away at 92, I, of course, knew of him, obviously never met him or called any of his games, but what did you think when you heard that? Or did you have any interactions with him before?
I personally have never met him, but, I grew up in Pennsylvania, and College Park, Maryland is within 2 hours of Pennsylvania. So I was very aware of his teams at a young age. And I believe Tom McMillan, played for him there, and he was a local guy from Pennsylvania that went there. And then, very famously, obviously, Len Bias situation, that was unfortunate for everybody involved. But Lefty was such a character of the game, an incredible coach. I know so many people respected and loved him as well. And I think I read somewhere he took 4 different teams to NCAA tournament. And then he got in the Hall of Fame a few years ago. I saw his Hall of Fame induction. That was really cool. You had Coach K, John Thompson, and George Raveling induct him into the Hall of Fame. And so it was a really cool speech. He's a colorful guy, and I know a lot of people that we'll really miss the great left-hander.
Mm-hmm. All right, Coach. Stay tuned next. Both of them walked in at the same time.
Andrew walked in first.
Okay.
By about 2 feet, so he'll go first.
All right, so Andrew Akuche on deck, and he will take to the couch, and we'll see what he thinks about this nice, elaborate, glitzy setup here. Stay tuned. It's the Rice Owls basketball show here from Learfield.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the 2023-24 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite school or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. That's thedirectorscup.com and L Directors Cup on Twitter. Trophies will be awarded in June 2024 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great. When your next construction project needs to be on time and on budget, it's time to hire IBEW electricians. Learn more at IBEW716.net.
Rice teams and traditions are legendary. Our team as strategic wealth designers are proud to be a partner of Rice Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Owls trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today and go Owls.
Welcome back to the Rice Owls basketball show. Here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Back on the Rice Owls basketball show, we'll have a women's update coming up here in a little bit. They have their game at Memphis tomorrow night, so probably obvious, goes without saying, but just in case you need to know, they can't be here for the show because they are over in the Bluff City looking to get a win against those Memphis Tigers. Jordan Smith will have that call on the audio side that's also on ESPN+. Joined now by a young man that doesn't need an introduction, but we'll do it anyway. 6'11", all of 215, sophomore from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Andrew Akuche. Right?
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, see, this is my Texas dialect, I always say. But how are you doing? Thanks for coming on.
I'm good. How are you?
Can't complain. So you've started the last 2 games. What's it been like with a new role coming in for you?
Adjusting to it, playing at the 4, trying to be more active instead of just floating around. So yeah.
Yeah. Coming here, what were the main drawing points coming to Rice? What attracted you coming to Rice a couple years back?
What attracted me here was the way they play, allowing the 5 to handle the ball, kind of control the offense, allowing the 5 to play freely, playing fast too. That was a big part.
Yeah. I've seen him develop a lot since last year, Coach. What have you seen?
Oh, and you're going to see a huge development even more, this offseason. We talked to him after the UTSA game. We were kind of walking to the bus together, and I said to him, next year, you can be able to handle when you're playing 28, 30, 32 minutes a game, and those types of games. He said, yeah, I can't wait. And, I said, well, there's still plenty of minutes to be had here, the rest of the year. And I didn't know at the time we were going to make a small lineup change, and we have. And I think both of these guys are benefiting from that in terms of they're both being very productive. And he's been productive in the minutes he's played. And, he's been, a patient yet impatient guy, which bodes well for him because I want him to be impatient because he wants to play more. But he's been patient to understand the development process. And, I think his ceiling is so high. And I think he's a guy who can average a double-double next year. I think he's a guy that's going to be, he has gotten so comfortable handling the ball on the perimeter. And I just couldn't be happier, with his development and knowing what's ahead. I'm really looking forward to that as well.
What's it mean when you hear Coach say that? I know other assistants believe in you too. What does it mean when you hear that?
It means a lot, yeah. It gives myself more confidence when the entire coaching staff believe in your development and believe in you as a player.
Mm-hmm. You've been getting a lot more runs to the rim, and should have thought ahead and have all the Andrew highlights, the dunks coming up. Have you had a favorite one this year? Because you've had a lot of those, and I remember one. I forget which half it was on Saturday, but some good ones.
Favorite one was maybe I think it was against Northwestern State when Travis threw me a lob.
Yeah.
That one was good.
How old were you the first time you dunked? We asked Anthus last week.
Yeah, that was crazy. His answer was crazy.
He said 12 years old.
13. He got
13.
He said,
Okay.
I think I was 13. But go ahead.
I think it was like freshman year of high school. So it was a little bit late. I considered it late because I was maybe like 6'2" or 6'3".
As a freshman?
Yeah. But yeah, so it was freshman year.
So you've grown some even since last year and bulked up too. It's about growing up. But how much have you put in the weight room? And it seems like you stretched out a bit too.
He doesn't want to talk about this with me on the couch.
Oh, really?
Well, because I think when he gets to, he's 215 today. When he gets to 225, that you're going to see then the development is really going to show. And I'm on him a lot about it, and he gets sick of hearing it. But he knows why. And he knows where it's coming from because I know it's really just going to help him.
But we've seen the stride since last year. What was the work like putting into that? Because it's shown some physically.
Just eating a lot and putting the work in the weight room. Those are the main, the main parts.
I mean, he was 194 when you came here, right? And 215 now. And so, he's still going to keep climbing.
So you've got one brother that plays basketball at Youngstown State. Is that still?
He graduated.
Okay.
He's in France now playing Pro B.
Okay. And you had another that played football for Towson or still is?
He's at William and Mary now playing football.
Okay, so a family of athletes. Did you ever think, 6'2", as a freshman, that's really good football size too. Did you ever think you'd go that route, or coming from a family of athletes, you're obviously doing something right?
No, I never considered the football route.
Yeah.
I did like flag football, but that's it.
Yeah.
JP, Andrew's not afraid to hit people, though. I'm surprised that he would not enjoy a little contact with football, the way him and Iffy battle on a daily basis.
So never played football. Even Florida's a big football state.
No.
No? Okay. When did you start playing competitive basketball?
My first time, I think it was second grade. That was the first time I did like organized. And then, ever since then, I did it every year.
And when did you know, okay, I can maybe play? Because I don't know if you remember meeting me. You remember we were playing at the tournament outside of Tampa? Mm. And I was like, who's this guy? I thought you were a man. And I was like, you were asking me, hey, where's so-and-so? I was like, what's this guy want? But then I found out later through one of these, no, that's Andrew. He's coming here next year. So
you were at the triple overtime game, right? Or no?
Versus Evansville?
Yeah, that was the Max game.
Yeah, it was. But he was. Yeah, I remember. That's where I have a picture of you and I in the tunnel after the game, right? And and Andrew is also a product of the elite camp, right? That's where I first got eyes on him out of here in Tudor. That's right, at our elite camp. We joke, and the joke is when Quincy was here that Quincy was at elite camp, and I didn't offer Quincy, and Andrew was, and I offered Andrew. So Quincy was all mad and jealous of Andrew getting an offer at elite camp. That Quincy was mad at me that I didn't. That it almost cost me getting Quincy, but fortunately it worked out.
A lot of talking with Quincy, I'm sure, one way or another.
Yeah, that's true.
So what do you remember about Coach the first time meeting him? Because I'm sure you're there trying to impress, but also trying to play it cool. But also, how's he different than he was then, if at all?
It's a good question.
I mean, it was kind of it was a while ago. I just remember I didn't think I played that well at the elite camp, but yeah, then at the end he just calmly called me into his office and just calmly said, "Oh yeah, we'd like to give you an offer." I was like,
was your mom there for that?
She was.
That's right. I remember that now.
Yeah, what's it mean? Your family comes to a lot of these games. I see her, and I always say, when you make a good play, I know Mama's listening. I know Mama's watching. Like she always comes up, and we've talked the last couple of years. What's it mean to have that type of bond and that support?
Yeah, it just helps me as a player knowing that every single game, I know for a fact that my mom is watching it, whether she's here in person or if she's at home sitting on the couch streaming it.
Yeah. What are you studying?
I'm majoring in political science.
Okay. I forget if you told me that last year or not. So very wide range of majors at Rice from different athletes. Y'all have some noggins on you. What do you want to do with that?
I'm not really sure yet, but I just feel like that's the major that I'm most interested in and that I'm, I guess, best at doing. So.
I love the variety of majors that we get, too, from the guys. It's good to just have a whole mix of different interests, when we recruit them and put all the pieces together.
Okay, so political science, impromptu question, that makes me think of debating. Right? Do you like that type of discourse? I'm not asking you to get any political discussions, but who would you want to debate on the staff, or have you debated on the team?
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess I guess you could say I sometimes will debate some calls in practice.
There you go. So
there's always that.
The word debate is being used very loosely here. I don't know how much debating there is, but there's some arguments on some calls.
Okay. All about persuasion.
No,
right?
If he never thinks he's ever fouled anybody, and Andrew never thinks he fouls anybody, and so there's some debating going on there.
Is that code for something? Arguing, maybe, discussing political discourse there.
Yeah.
Talk about the rest of the season. What are the big keys here coming down the stretch? You played a lot more than are in front of you, but still a lot of work that can be done. What are some keys down the stretch for y'all?
I would just say closing the games out, focusing on that, and still just take it one game at a time and stay together as a team. I'd say those 3 points.
Mm-hmm. Hey, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Say hi to Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, there you go. Always there. Mom is always there. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Andrew Kuche of our Rice Owls. Stay tuned. Coming up next, KD Keanu Dawes on the couch. You join us next. It's a Rice Owls basketball show from Learfield.
Behind every door at Houston Methodist, you know what to expect. Expertise. Whether it's life-saving brain surgery Your 3D mammogram that catches breast cancer sooner. Or orthopedic specialists helping you feel stronger than ever. With hundreds of doors across Houston, you can get expert care everywhere.
That's the difference between practicing medicine and leading it. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment. 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling, the official beer partner of Rice Athletics, and now available for purchase everywhere in Texas. The Yingling Company, Fort Worth, Texas. Please enjoy responsibly.
The newly renovated Houston Marriott Medical Center Museum District is a proud new sponsor of Rice University Athletics. For visiting families and fans, the closest hotel to Rice University is delighted to offer preferred rates. Guests will enjoy 2 new restaurants, a new exclusive M Club lounge, and complimentary shuttle service within 2 miles of the hotel. Visit Marriott.com to learn more.
Bringing you more Rice Owls men's and women's basketball. Here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes. Welcome back on our Rice Owls basketball show. We'll update you on our fine Rice women's team coming up next segment. They are in Memphis, but we'll tell you who's who and what's what on that. They're taking on the Tigers 7 o'clock tomorrow on ESPNU. Rice at UAB, leaving tomorrow to take on the Blazers. And then Saturday, remember, that's an ESPNU game against those ECU Pirates. Joined now for a second time here on the Rice Owls basketball show. It is KD Keanu Dawes. KD, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Sure.
So, frame of reference, for those that didn't know, you came on last year after you had signed.
That was a first for us, right?
Yeah, we hadn't done that.
Nope.
How different is it from what you thought it would be as a freshman to coming in now? Because I know it's been a car wash of sorts, so kind of I know it wasn't exactly a year when you joined us down there at RIP Valencia's, but what was that? How's the last year been for you? Compare it.
It's been good. A lot's happened since then. A lot of learning, a lot of experiences, and just growing up and maturity.
Yeah. What are you studying?
I haven't really decided, but I think I'm leaning towards the business management side of things.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. You're always worried sometimes when folks know exactly what they want, but the new role, I asked Andrew, and you've come off the bench the last couple games and been productive. What's that been like for you? Because coaches liked your aggressiveness level coming in.
Yeah, it's just different from what's been the whole season. But at the end of the day, you got to go out, produce, do what it takes to win, and it's I just got to keep doing that no matter if I'm starting, coming off the bench, not playing at all, doing whatever it takes for us to win.
Coach, what have you seen of his maturation? And then recently, like you've told me in the pregame, postgame, he's shown something off the bench coming here recently.
Well, first of all, you used the word. He's showing maturity. And, it's a difficult thing sometimes, whether he understands this or not, for me as well. Is this something we should do? But how do I help him, right? My goal is to help him play his best, right, which then helps our team play its best. And I just felt it was a time for him to take a little step back, right, come in. And I remember that he knows the text I sent him. Mm-hmm. You produce, you're going to play. Forget about whether you're on the bench, off the bench, starting. And I believe he's played 32 minutes each of the last 2 games. Yeah. I'm within a minute if I'm not exactly right. Yeah. Right? And so he has played a majority of the minutes of the game because he has played better and played well and been aggressive. And now you're starting to see, the last couple of games too, we put the ball in his hands in a little different spot. He's made some really good decisions, some great passes. His assists, the turnovers have been terrific. And so, it's all about maturing. And he had 2 choices, JP, and I told him this too. You can sit in the corner and pout and feel sorry for yourself, or you can come out firing and play your butt off. And he chose to take the right path, which I was confident he would because I know his character and what he's about. And so as long as he keeps in that mode, it just comes down to who's playing when it matters and how many, and how productive are you when you're playing. Too many people get caught up in who's starting and who's not, and I'm proud of him how he's handled it. And that doesn't mean he won't start another game this year. We'll see how it goes, and all I care about is him to keep developing.
Yeah, it all sorts itself out in the end. So one of my favorite plays of many of yours this year was the dunk at Memphis. And a backstory with that, we were trying to get a highlight of it, and we weren't able to get it, but I went back and listened, and I had lost my stuff on that one. So break it down for us, and would you rank that up there as one of your best dunks? Because it came, I'm thinking, it was to our left, so that was first half.
First half, Yep.
Was that one of your better ones, period, not just high school?
Yeah, I think that might be my best of all time. I'm not really like a crazy athlete like that. But it's just something,
You fooled me.
Yeah.
Well, it was an aggressive play, and it was the right play at the right time. That's what it comes down to. And he's learned. That's another thing he's learned, right? Where do I be aggressive? How do I be aggressive? When can I attack? And that was a great play. He played a terrific game. At Memphis, that was I think his best all around game probably. And we don't win the game without him being as productive as he was. And so. The other thing, the question I like to ask him back to what you were talking about a year ago, right? And now you're sitting here and you've played 25 college games. If Anthony Batson in Phoenix, Arizona was sitting here listening to this right now, what would you say to any freshman coming into college? Like the biggest adjustment, the hardest thing is what?
That's hard. I think the biggest adjustment is the physicality level. And I think that kind of really made me start to pay closer attention to detail, more specifically, the last couple of games after I watched the film, I'm noticing that we've talked about it, but I'm staying up too high. So I think that's something I got to focus on more in the off season.
Yep.
And then jump shot wise, obviously I know I'm not shooting as good as I want to right now, but I think it's just little things set point, bringing it to my chest, but just really focusing on detail. And I guess overall you could say just film, just learn from film, just learn in general.
Yeah, you got to, those things, and he and I have talked about this too. Those are sometimes hard things to do, right? Because he wants to play better, right? But then he's got to come in and watch film with coach who's going to be critical of him. And as a freshman, he's got to be able to handle that. And I've been proud of him, his maturation as the season's gone on in terms of that too, because now he's seeing the value in saying, yeah, coach, you're right. No wonder you were mad at me. Or, yeah, I'm not, whoa, what was I doing there? I got to be better. And he's a smart player. And so my point to anybody that listens to me when I talk, and, I don't always say this to him, but I hope he knows this. He's going to be a great player here. And as much as he wanted that to be on day one and right out of the gate, and that's not how it works. No. You got to go through things, and he's gone through it. It's going to make him better in the long run. The adversity he's dealt with, and he's going to finish this season really strong too, and help us win some big games. I am fully confident of that.
No, I mean, the list goes. I've seen Quincy his freshman year, Trey Murphy his freshman year. I called Drew Peterson his freshman year, and KD, you're ahead of them at that point. Not that you needed me to tell you that, but. On to more important matters, I wanted to ask you about your foot. First off, what shoe size are you?
It depends. Basketball shoes, I'm 15, but I think regular shoes, I could fit anywhere from 13 to 15.
Okay. Do you mind showing our big, massive web camera there? Walter, can you see that? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys, but hey, modern day 2024 would not be secure wearing the pink loafers. What do you sandals, loafers? Slippers, yeah.
Slides.
What's the story behind those? Just comfort? You got some kind of superstition? I'm not knocking them, okay? I'm just wondering.
Can I knock them? No, go ahead.
I'm not.
I let them wear them, so it's my it is what it is.
My mom got them. I've wanted these for like 2 years maybe. My mom got them for me for Christmas, and I'm into fashion, and it's another way of just being yourself. I like putting things together, seeing how things come out, and then obviously they draw attention, so that's a good thing. So, yeah.
Sometimes we joke about it, but obviously if I didn't want them to wear them, I wouldn't let them wear them. And so, but you got to let them be themselves too. I think it's important as well, and so we have fun with it, and we let them wear them.
I don't think we could pull it off though, Coach.
No, I told him though.
It's not for everybody.
No, what game was that? We were close because we did win, but you didn't get the rebounds, right?
Yeah.
If I said we win and you get 8 rebounds, I was going to wear them, and we won. But I think
it was Temple.
Temple,
yeah.
Maybe 4 or 5 rebounds.
Yeah. It's funny. Before I came on, me and Camp, we were in the locker room. We were talking about it, and he was like, "You think not betting, because obviously you can't bet. But we like, what are the odds of him talking about the shoes? We said minus 250. So, shout out my Slack camp.
So that one won. One won. Jersey number 24. Why 24?
So normally I'm 28, but
okay,
like, you can't do that. Or I mean, you couldn't do that till this year, so I kind of already had it picked. But 24 is what Quentin Grimes had when he transferred to U of H. I'm like, that's someone I really like look up to in the basketball world, and I just been wearing that number for the last few years.
Did you get to know him?
Yeah, I knew him pretty well, because he played for Basketball University around the same time I did, and then we have like the same like trainers, like kind of circle, like Coach Teddy, Coach Jeremy, and Coach Matt. We all kind of like, we're pretty close.
Can I give you a Quentin Grimes, Coach Pera story? Tudor, what was it? Park Tudor? No, College Park High School.
College Park. Yeah.
College Park High School. His first offer was I think I was the first one to offer when I was assistant at Rice.
That's crazy.
Yep. So then he turns into this incredible player.
I remember seeing him in high school. I watched him a couple times.
And then he transfers to Houston, and we play the game here where we played. Unbelievable, right? We're winning for 36 minutes. Trey's sophomore year.
Yeah.
And Quentin Grimes ended up hitting some big threes down the stretch to win that game for U of H. But I remember the day he went in the league, and I because I still had his parents' contact. I recruited him like crazy, and remember, congratulating him, and the dad. I remember him saying, "We'll never forget, Coach. You were the first one to."
That's crazy.
So it's a pretty crazy Quentin.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know if you knew it or not. So it's funny you brought him up. Yeah, it's a good kid, good guy to model, and terrific young man.
Yeah, one of his cousins is an assistant pastor at the church I go to. So we were talking when because he just got traded to the Pistons, right? So, you still keep. Yeah. So.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's very
ball's ball, right? You gotta play.
No. Well, that's terrible.
It'd be a good situation for him. Not winning wise, but like personally, I think he'll do.
Is he getting a lot of? Is he playing more there? I don't follow.
I haven't really tapped in lately.
Me neither.
Like I asked Drew, for you personally and the team coming down this home stretch here, I know this is your first run of things coming down, and in high school, this is kind of playoff time, and going beyond that, what's the key down the stretch for you and the team here to get some wins and go strong into the tournament?
Just finish strong. Just get momentum going into the tournament. Like, we haven't had the best start through conference play, but I think the Memphis game really showed what we can do. We just got to, keep that going, and then hopefully, tournament time, we shock a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Did you like just the Rockets growing up, or are you a Texans fan too?
No, I'm from Utah, so I was a Jazz fan.
That's right. That's right.
Still am.
When did y'all move here to the big city?
When I was 9.
That's right.
So I've lived half my life in Utah, half my life in Houston.
All right, so we're going Jazz, no baseball, Broncos, or do you even? It's just all ball.
I like the Bills, but I don't really watch football like that. But they're a good Madden team, so that's why I like them.
All right, Tim's your Bills guy.
Tim's happy.
We talked about.
Okay.
Tim's happy now.
Okay, good. Hey, KD, it's been so fun calling the dunks, calling the plays this year. Can't wait for many more to come. All right,
sir. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you being on.
Yes, sir.
KD, Keanu Doss. P, thanks.
You
we made it.
That's it. I mean, it's the way it used to be, JP.
Yeah, we can do these.
Yeah.
Thanks,
fun.
guys.
Always
Appreciate
fun.
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Keanu Doss, Scott Pera. We'll come back. I'll have an update on the Rice women's team coming up next as we close out this Rice basketball show from Learfield.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the 2023-24 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite school or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. That's thedirectorscup.com and L Directors Cup on Twitter. Trophies will be awarded in June 2024 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great. When your next construction project needs to be on time and on budget, it's time to hire IBEW electricians. Learn more at IBEW716.net.
Owls fans, you may not think of yourself as an athlete, but everyday life is full of athletic feats. You bend, you reach, you lift, you twist until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits, which brings you to a stop. So whether you're an athlete or not, The Joint Chiropractic can help ease your pain and keep you on the active list. Visit any of our 40-plus Houston area locations or thejoint.com today to get your first consultation, exam, and adjustment for just $29. The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Rice University Athletics.
You're listening to the Rice Owls Basketball Show. Now let's rejoin the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Welcome back. Finalizing things here on the Rice Owls Basketball Show. If you've been paying attention, well, we usually have Lindsay Edmonds on. She is with the team. So I did want to update you still on what the Rice women are doing. They're 15-10 on the season now, 9-5 in league play. Still mathematically, and still have a good shot at first place going into the AAC tournament. As you might know, the top 4 spots, that's the big key. Obviously, the regular season championship would be amazing in the first year in the league, but right now they still are well within controlling their own destiny to get into that double bye situation coming up here in a couple weeks when the tournament starts up there at Dickies Arena. But the women won a big game against East Carolina this past Wednesday. Had that Valentine's night special just around the corner at Tudor Fieldhouse. They won that one 75-57. Malia Fisher had herself a week. They had 4 in double figures in that win against the Pirates. So they take the season sweep from ECU if that comes down to tiebreakers. Obviously, the Owls win that one. But Malia had 22 points for that. Not really a coming out party because she is an outstanding player, but she really had a great game. Got named to the AAC honor roll this week for that performance. Saturday, though, the Owls lost at UAB. That was an 87-74 final in Bartow Arena. Malia did it again. She paced the Owls with 20 points in that setback for the Owls. That was a tie game going into the fourth quarter, but UAB surged ahead. They're real not obviously meant as any excuse making. As if Lindsay was here tonight, she would not be doing that. But they're a great team on their home digs. UAB is now 11-2, 11-3 on the season there at home. UAB women, so that could be another one that comes down. Get to see them again inside the AAC tournament coming up in just a couple weeks. But they're coming up 7 o'clock at Memphis coming up tomorrow night. Jordan will have that call. Varsity Network app, Rice Owls Game Day app, and ricehouse.com, of course. Both of those are on ESPN Plus as well. The one on tomorrow against Memphis, and then on Sunday they're at home against Temple. Jason Metko back on the mic for that call, and that is 2 o'clock against Temple. So lots of action for Rice men. Again, they are going to Birmingham, heading out tomorrow to take on UAB. Tim, we got some Dreamlands coming up. Have to, right? I think so. Yeah, we got Dreamland. Might have to be for lunch pregame because we got full moon postgame, so I don't know. But the great ones adjust. We can do 2 barbecues in one day. And then on Saturday, Rice hosting East Carolina at 1 o'clock. Different start than a normal Saturday home game because the great TV folks picked that time at 1 o'clock. Taking on the ECU Pirates. That'll be on ESPNU, and yours truly will have those calls, the Varsity Network app, ricehouse.com, and the Rice House Game Day app as well. Go to syncmygame.com if you'd like to match us up on the men's, the women's, to match up the audio with. If you want your hometown folks calling things for when you can sync up that video as an option. All right, that's it for me for now from here. Remember, to everything we have thanks to all of you for tuning in tonight, whether listening and or watching. Thanks to Walter behind the scenes engineering and Clara back at the studio. Have a great rest of this day and night. God bless. Go Owls. Rice Fight. We'll be talking to you coming up in Birmingham, and go Rice women as well. They'll be on the call as well. This is the Rice Owls Basketball Show from Learfield.
Behind every door at Houston Methodist, you know what to expect. Expertise. Whether it's life-saving brain surgery, your 3D mammogram that catches breast cancer sooner, or orthopedic specialists helping you feel